Well, in today's episode of Value on My Toy Collection, we're going to value some vintage Rugrats toys.
Hey everyone, my name's Chris. I'm a full-time beauty pageant director as my career, but in my spare time, I'm a huge toy collector. I've been collecting toys now for over 40 years. You can officially call me a toyaholic. Thanks so much for checking out my YouTube channel. My channel consists mainly of two things: beauty pageants, which I love, and toys, which I love even more. My dream in life has always been to own a toy museum. So it's finally happened. I've bought a building, and now I've got to move this massive collection and value it into the building. We're calling it the Toy Vault because it's an old bank building located in Crystal Springs, Mississippi that actually has two large vaults. So now I'm just going to make a ton of videos and value my toy collection, and then I'm going to make some where I take you shopping with me to thrift stores and flea markets and toy stores to let you see where I find all these goodies. So let's start this episode of Value in My Toy Collection and value some toys.
Let's jump right in and start valuing these Rugrat toys. First, we have Susie Carmichael in her little car, worth about $7. And then we have Angelica in her car, also worth about $7. We have a Kawaii Cubes Chucky that's worth $15. He was listed for $30 on eBay, but I think that's too much. And then we have a little Chucky Straw that's worth about $2. And then we have this little Chucky keychain. It's worth about $10. And then we have a Rugrats thermos that goes to a lunchbox that's worth about $15. And then we have a little Tommy doll. He's worth about $8. And then we have Lil. She's worth $8. Another little Tommy doll worth $8. Mom, Dee Dee Pickles, is worth $12. And this Tommy head keychain is worth about $10. Tommy in the Western wear is worth about $12. And then we have the one still in the box. We have Susie Carmichael. She's worth about $35. Angelica's worth about $15. Chucky in the life jacket's worth about $18. Tommy in the life jacket's worth about $18. And Baby Deal in the life jacket's worth about $16. And then we have Tommy in the blue shirt worth $18. Chucky's worth $25. Spike with the beach scarf's worth $20. And then we have Phil DeVille, who's worth $18. Phil's sister Lil worth $18. Spike is worth $18. The Raptar's worth $28. And the Splash Lil's worth $16. This movie star Angelica doll, she's worth about $30 still in the box. And then these are a little bit newer. We have Tommy in the box. He's worth about $35. And then this Angelica in the box above him, she is worth about $60. She's pretty valuable. And then we have a couple carded figures. We have Angelica still on the card. She's worth about $15. And Susie Carmichael also worth about $15. And then we have this little Angelica in a car, like a Happy Meal toy, worth about $4. Little meal toy of Phil and Lil on the seesaw is worth about $6. This Angelica sucker holder is worth about $6. Phil and Lil on the tricycle is also worth about $6. Deal on the baby changing table is worth about $6. And then this little Angelica plush ball is worth about $2. And then we have Angelica's little plastic doll worth at least $1. And this loose Spike toy, he's worth about $8. We have a vintage Tommy sucker holder, like a lollipop holder, worth about $10. Push the button and he moves when he has a battery. And then we have a Chucky one that's also worth about $10. And we have this vintage Rugrats lunchbox worth about $30, and this watch is worth about $10. And then we have this little Deal doll in the stroller, and he's still in the package, worth about $25. And then we have the Pickles family set worth $50. We have the cheerleader plush doll of Angelica worth about $30. This metal Valentine's heart-shaped box with a pair of socks inside worth $12. This unopened double doll pack of Rugrats from Happy Meal worth $8. A set of party plates that was on clearance now worth $8. And this one's also worth $8. You see it was 28 cents. And this vintage plastic Rugrats plate is worth $13. And then we have Spike in the doghouse still in the box worth $25. And this Rugrats purple case worth about $15. Have some Chucky lipstick or lip gloss, and it's worth about $10. And we have this really cool painted rock someone did, an artist made, and it's worth about $12. I love that. I think they did a great job. All right, then we have Tommy and Angelica in a package worth $15. They're newer. And then we have these cars. This is Tommy, and look, the back is full of coal like a dirty diaper. That's hilarious. It's worth $12. The Raptor car is worth $15. And then the Chucky car is worth $15 as well. Those are hilarious. Got this unopened Raptor construction set worth about $18. And then the Angelica construction block set, also worth about $18. We have the big Chucky posable doll and his teddy bear still in the box, worth about $35. Have a couple of vintage ornaments for your Christmas tree, worth $8 each. Angelica and Chucky. And then we have a small plush of Tommy in his safari outfit, worth about $8. And then we have a VHS tape of Rugrats Gone Wild, worth about $8. Mixed with the wild thornberries, that's pretty cool. And then a Rugrats in Paris, that's also worth about $8. Then we've got this little Tommy necklace hanging up. He's worth about $6. The twins, Phil and Lil, still in their box, and they're worth about $15. And then we have another loose Spike figure. He's worth about $8 loose. And then we have a little Raptor vehicle with Tommy. No, this is Lil. Lil's worth about $8. And then Tommy in the safari outfit, it's worth about $8 as well. And the Raptor vehicle is worth about $12. Got a random frog and log in there for some reason. I don't know if those are Rugrats or not. They might be worth $1. And then we have Tommy sitting on this little ball figure. He's worth $6. And let's see what else we have. Here we have some VHS tapes. These are worth about $8 each. And we have, let's see, 2 of these. So that's another $16 to add to our total. Have another Dee Dee Pickles doll that's loose. We're going to keep her even though we have 2. She's worth $12. And then we have Angelica and her family, the box set, worth $50. We have a plush version of Spike dressed up for Christmas. He's worth about $12. And then we have Chucky dressed up for Christmas, and he's worth about $8. And then we have this plastic Tommy carrying case worth $15. We have the Hula Angelica doll that's worth about $28. And this really cool set of magnets still in the box worth about $12. We have a little plush version of Tommy in his red PJs worth about $8. Then this set of party spring toys with a 4-pack worth about $16. And then we have this little plush Chucky doll, and he's worth about $10. And then we have another Angelica doll still in the box. It's a flower twirl Angelica worth $50. We have a Raptor car that's kind of like a Hot Wheel car that's worth about $12 still in the package. And then we have this cool CD case worth at least $15. And this is what the magnets look like out of the box. It's like a little sign with a fence, and you put the magnets in it. Then we have this vintage Tommy mug that's worth about $12. Small Tommy and small Chucky plush doll, they're worth about $6 each. And then we have this vintage metal Band-Aid box of Rugrats, and it's worth about $12. And we have a vintage Burger King cup. That's just a paper cup, and it has a little cup inside, and that little set's worth about $8. There, 99.9 of those were thrown in the trash. Vintage mouse pad, still in the original package, is worth about $15. And this Angelica plush detective doll is worth about $22. And let's see what else we have up here. We have a Chucky figure still in the package. He's worth about $18. And then we have an Angelica figure still in the package, also worth about $18. And then Dill on the tricycle still in the package, worth about $15. And then we have this Angelica doll that's, I think, a little karaoke doll. She's worth about $22. And then we have this little Tommy Pickles bath time playset that's still in the box, worth about $40. And then we have some more flower twirl girls. We have Susie Carmichael. She's a great little doll there, and she's worth about $45 still in the box. And then the one that's really hard to find is the Kimmy flower twirl doll, and she's worth about $75 still in the box. Have this really cute little Valentine's tin. It's worth about $12. And then we have this Angelica puppet worth about $13. And a Spike plush worth about $15. And then we have a little Tommy baby doll. He's worth about $15. And then we have an Angelica baby doll that's also worth about $15. Then we have this large Chucky mask for Halloween. It's huge and still got the tag on it, and it's worth about $25. And then we have these big, all growed up dolls. We have the Kimmy doll. She's worth about $50. I like seeing these, what they're supposed to look like when they grow up. And you see that was $4.48 on clearance when I bought it. And then we have one more. This is the Lil all grown up. She's worth $50. And then we've got the grandparent set. It's worth about $55. And Deal's World playset's worth about $35. And then Tommy's World, these are from 1997, it's worth about $40. And then we have the Angelica Curly Girly Salon playset, and it's worth about $60. And the Angelica Sassy Style set's worth about $75. We got this set that you collected from Burger King, where you put all your pieces together from your Happy Meal toys, and the treehouse put together is worth $35. But I really like that. And then we have a big Angelica plush doll. She's worth about $30. And then the Susie Carmichael plush doll is worth about $45. And then we have a jumbo size Chucky in the back, still with a tag, with a doll stand, worth about $50. So with our previous 426 videos of value in my toy collection, our total was $1,051,142. Now with this video of all of our Rugrats collection, we can add another $2,277 to our overall total. So that means for episode 427 of value in my toy collection, our new overall grand total is now $1,053,419. I always wanted to say I had $1 million toy collection, and now I can. I guess you can actually call me a toyonaire. I'm not a millionaire though. I've just been saving these toys all my life, going to thrift stores and flea markets, garage sales, toy stores, and looking online, and it just accumulated to that big old total. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos as much as I am making them. I like to see what all I have and what it's actually worth, because it's just been sitting on bookshelves for years and years collecting dust. So please, if you haven't checked us out, look us up on Facebook. We're called the Toy Vault of Mississippi, and I also put all the toys there so everyone can see them. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do so. It really helps us grow. So until our next video, we will see you then, and you guys have a great week.